Namaste to all. I have made several videos in my channel to explain about what is Dharma. And Maharishi Dayananda Saraswati further beautifies what is Dharma by explaining some mantras from Atharvaveda 12th Kand. And Maharishi is giving some introduction to these mantras before explaining the mantra as it is. He is giving some introduction very beautifully in Rigveda Adi Bhashya Bhumika. He says, "May all men find their fullest contentment in their own property and in their good qualities, and may they do good to all beings. May they have firm faith in truth in every way possible. May they protect others and be themselves protected by the true teachings of honest and trustworthy learned Acharya. May they obtain place of honor before the all-pervading God and in activities of universal utility such as Ashwamedha, in the knowledge of physical sciences and skillful performance of arts. Almighty God ordains me to impress this on their minds, that they are here in this world for the performance of good works which may be beneficial to all up to the time of their death. May all men be endowed with truth which is inculcated in the Vedas and Shastras, which is free from error and stands the test of direct cognition, etc. Let all men make supreme efforts to cover themselves with highest glory, resplendent with the light of right conduct and auspicious qualities, and having the resources of a universal empire at its service. May all men be masters of fair renown for the acquisition of noble qualities and truthful conduct, and may they shed its lustre on all the sides. God has made men the possessors of volition, means free will, exertions, energy, and righteous conduct. They should therefore become wise by studying the Vedas and by acquiring knowledge of Almighty God. They should always seek the protection of God and depend on strenuous action. Let all their activities follow the dictates of justice. Let them show courage, fearlessness, and fortitude in acting truthfully. Let them be not elated with joy at gain and pleasure, and dejected with sorrow at loss and pain in which they may find themselves involved for the time being. They should, on the other hand, try their best to alleviate their sufferings and should bear it with resignation. Let them root out the diseases of the body and the mind, and render their limbs extremely strong and their intellects firm, and acquire strength requisite for the performance of redoubtable deeds by obeying the good rules of brahmacharya, etc. Let them acquire learning and education, and let their speech be truthful and sweet and possessed of similar good qualities. Let them keep their mind and the 5 organs of cognition and the 5 organs of action constantly engaged in the pursuit of true dharma and away from sinful acts. Let them spend their best energies in acquiring glories of imperial rule. This alone is the dharma promulgated by the Vedas, based on the justice, free from partiality and bias, associated with truthful conduct, and universally beneficial. All men should follow it always. What has gone before as well as what comes after is an exposition of this very dharma. God has revealed the dharma in these verses of the Atharvaveda. Om Shramena tapasa srishta brahmana vitharete Shrita satyena vrita shriya pravrita yashasa paribhrita. Om swadaya parihita shraddhaya paryuda dikshaya gupta yajne pratishtita loko nidhanam. Om ojascha tejascha sahascha balam cha vakcha indriyam cha srischa dharmascha. Om brahma cha shatram cha rashtram cha vishascha Tvishischa yashascha varchamcha dravinamcha ayumcha rupamcha namamcha kirtischa pranascha apanascha chakshuscha shrotramcha Om payascha rasaschannam cha nadayam cha artham cha satyam cheshtam purtam cha praja cha pashavascha. The special qualification of a Brahmana, that is, the acquisition of the highest learning, qualities and actions and dissemination of virtuous attributes, should always be given scope to develop themselves, and the special virtues of the Kshatriya, such as learning, skill, courage, fortitude, and valor, should have always room to grow. Let the assembly of good men always make the empire full of happiness and auspicious virtues by making good laws for it. The Vaishyas, that is, the businessmen, the merchants, should have free access to all the quarters of the globe and should be afforded every protection so that they may increase the wealth by means of trade and commerce. Let noble qualities shine forth, and let a pure desire for virtuous traits of character be cultivated. Let men achieve fair renown. Let there be proper permanent arrangements for the teaching, learning, and diffusion of the true knowledge Vedas. Men should have a desire to acquire what they do not possess by just means, should protect and preserve and improve and increase what they possess, and lastly, should spend their riches in the righteous actions only. In this fourfold way, they should always strive to increase their wealth, provisions, and happiness. See the beautiful meaning of these mantras. Men should prolong their lives and become physically strong by leading a chaste life, observing the salutary laws of food and dress, and thoroughly obeying the good rules of brahmacharya. They should preserve the beauty of their persons by not giving themselves up to the incontinence and unrestrained gratification of their senses. They should establish a fair reputation for themselves by means of doing righteous acts, so that their example may add to the zeal of others in their performance. Let what they recite or hear being recited be always for glorifying the name of Almighty God or for the acquisition of godlike qualities, and let them make themselves endowed with good renown. By means of pranayama, that is the control of breath, they should strengthen and purify their prana, that is the in-breathing or the air which is drawn into the body from outside, and apana, that is out-breathing or the air which is breathed out of the body. By residing in a healthy place and by forcible ejection and the withholding of the breath, they should acquire strength of the body and the mind. They should thoroughly know the ocular, oral, inferential, and other proofs, and with their help should acquire correct and complete knowledge. Men should use liquids such as water and juices such as milk, ghee, etc. after purifying them thoroughly according to the rules of medical sciences. They should eat cooked and uncooked edibles after purifying and dressing them. They should always worship that Almighty God and should always speak the truth that has stood the test of the proofs, that is, the direct cognition, etc., exactly as it exists in their consciousness, and should always believe the same. They should offer adoration to God and perform universally beneficial yajnas, and with proper care and energy should apply their minds, words, and acts to the collection of materials necessary for the completion of both. They should properly educate, train, and provide for the comforts of their children and the subjects of the empire. They should also train their domestic animals, the elephants, horses, etc. And also the mantra, the frequent use of the word conjunction cha in these verses signifies that the men should acquire such other good qualities also as have not been specifically enumerated in these mantras. So this is the meaning of dharma in the Vedas. If you listen again carefully, you can understand the depth in each and every word of this mantra, the meaning. I always try to repeat this, reading again and again or listening this kind of audios again and again, so that we try to stick to the Vedic Sanatan Dharma. Thank you so much. Namaste. Om.